So today I'd like to share with you on how to utilize and activate a divine, spiritual, or personal calligraphy. So on my website, www.garysavitsky.com, there's a video introducing divine spiritual calligraphies. So if you haven't watched that one before this one, go back and take a look at that video first, where I kind of describe a little bit of what a divine spiritual calligraphy is. So in that video, I talked about the different aspects of the calligraphy, and I'll review that quickly here. So this is a representation of a divine spiritual calligraphy. This is an art card representation. And if you have one of these, or even the card deck, or even the book Divine Messages, or perhaps you decided to get a personal calligraphy, the purpose or the method to awaken it and to engage it actively in your life is exactly the same. So I'll use this one for an example. And quick review, the big, large character here is the character that is represented in the name. So this particular one is called Divine Blend Move. That's the name, the title of this calligraphy. This black character is the character that is sharing the energy and message of Divine Blend Move. Down here, this little red part is the seal and order. That's the part that seals the energy and the message of the calligraphy to the medium when it's originally being flowed. So this is the energy is coming through me, through the brush, through the ink, into the medium. Medium meaning, rice paper, parchment paper, scroll, whatever it is I'm doing it on physically, and then this comes through inspirationally, very much the same as this, sometimes from a different source, and that seals that energy message to the, like I said, to the medium. This little part here, that's really just like me signing it like the artist. That's all that really means. It's just my way of saying I was part of that process, and it's like, again, just like an artist signing artwork. That's really all that really is. So these are the two main components that you're going to utilize to activate and really become a participant in that spiritual energy message. So how do we do that? It's a very simple process. And I'm going to do this all out loud, but when you do this, you can do this silently in your mind or speak it out loud. So with the calligraphy, if it can be this, it can be a card, it can be the book, it can be a personal one. This can be, if you look behind me, you'll see that there's framed ones on the walls. There's glass in front of those. That doesn't stop the process. You do exactly the same thing, even if it's hanging on the wall. So the key here is we introduce ourselves, right? It's like when you make a phone call to somebody and you say, "Hi, this is Gary. How are you doing?" And the other person says, "Oh, hi, Gary. I'm doing fine." And then you have a conversation. And then after the conversation, you say, "Okay, thanks for talking today," or "Enjoyed my time with you. Have a good day. See you tomorrow. Talk tomorrow. Goodbye." Whatever. There's a closing to the conversation. And essentially, we're going to do that same thing here with the calligraphies. We're going to have like that kind of conversation. And it's like I said, you grab a cell phone, you make your call, you say hello, you introduce yourself sometimes, and you have the conversation, and then you say goodbye, and whatever that salutation is, and you hang up the phone. Well, this is like that. This is like your phone call. You're making I'm dialing right now. It's like dialing this Divine Spiritual Calligraphy's number. And as you see, I'm tapping. Now, I can tap with a single finger, or I tap 2 fingers, 3 fingers. It's just a gentle, I don't even have to physically touch it. So if I had this in a frame, if it was on a wall, I could just be like this, right? So as I'm tapping or close to touching, you can see I'm not actually touching it at all, or I can touch it. Both are okay. In my mind or out loud, I'm saying, "Hey, this is Gary Savitsky. Dear, the seal and order of the name," which is written on the back here, Divine Blend Move, I love, honor, and appreciate you. Please turn on the energy and message of Divine Blend move. And I'm tapping, and then I would say to the calligraphy itself, Dear Divine Blend Move, the energy and message of Divine Blend Move, love, honor, and appreciate you so much. Please connect with me, share with me your energy and message today. I can just leave it at that, right? Or I can take it one step further and say, share with me physically, share with me mentally, emotionally, share with me energetically, share with me spiritually, or all of them together. Share with me spiritually, energetically, mentally, emotionally, or physically. And that's all I'm asking you to share with me today. I can say, can you inspire me today? Can you help heal me today? Many ways to go with this. I'm just giving you a few general ideas. The simplest one is just, please share with me today. And then it's turned on, right? Now at that point, we've engaged in its conversation. We've made the phone call and we are engaged in a conversation. So it's sharing with us already at that point. Now, if you want, you can just set this down on a table, if it's on the wall, and just let it share its energy throughout the day, and you just go about your day. And that's okay. And you may find that, maybe your day, something changes throughout your day that is maybe related to this calligraphy, and somehow it has done something to help change your day. Alternatively, we can become very more active with it. So in the case of the card, for example, or if it's on the wall, I could stand in front of it, close my eyes, relax, and just allow myself to receive that energy message, thinking also about what its title is, Divine Blend Move. In this case, if you have a personal spiritual calligraphy that you receive from me, then it'll have a name as well. And you're going to say that name in your mind while you allow yourself to be open to inspiration as to how that name, that title, that energy message is inspiring you today, or potentially offering you a new way of thinking or perceiving things, or even an energetic shift that may manifest physically or emotionally or mentally, energetically, or spiritually. So there, we want to be open to receive that energy. Now, so you can stand in front of it. You can have it sitting on a desk. I can place it in my open palms and just sit with it. In the case of like a card or the book or the small cards, or maybe a smaller personal calligraphy that may be even on a small frame, I can sit with that and I can just let the energy flow into my hands. And just be quiet with it. And just be aware, do I feel anything? Is there any changes taking place? I can lie down with it and place it on my chest, and just relax. Let the energy flow in through there. I can put it on my lower abdomen and just relax and let the energy flow in through me there. These are different places that we can receive energy. The open palms is a very, very great place. Alternatively, again, as one that is hanging on the wall or one that I hold in my hand, I can stare at it and receive the energy through my eyes, through my vision. I would just hold the card out or look at it if it's hanging, or put it on a table and stare at it and let my eyes defocus and let the energy flow in through my eyes. I can follow the shape of the calligraphy with my eyes. So basically just kind of like tracing that image with my eyes and just following the flow of the energy in the calligraphy itself. You do that for a couple of minutes. Doesn't have to be a long time, 2-3 minutes. I can take, and again, either whether it's in behind glass or whatever is you may have that's protecting it, and I can follow it with my finger. Again, following that flow of the energy, and there's no particular right place to start. Just we're just flying. Just let yourself be guided. Let me just find some spot to start and just move my finger along the calligraphy and let the energy flow through me through movement. I could stand up and use my entire arm to follow that calligraphy rather than my finger or my eyes and my arms together. When we engage in that way, we are actively working with that energy and that message. I can also want to encourage you to just, regardless of what kind of calligraphy it is, a personal calligraphy or one that's like this art card or guidance card, there's a message for it. And I'm going to read this one for you just to give you an example. This Divine Blend Move. Everything is in movement and is that very nature of universal movement that propels the universe forward. All aspects of ourselves are moving as well, but there are times when movement can become congested or even appear to have stopped. Nothing ever truly stops moving in life, only sometimes appears to. When we get stuck or blocked or congested, it often feels like movement has stopped, but it has only slowed. Divine Blend Move is here to show us that even slow movement is movement and shares its energy and message to encourage better movement in all aspects of our existence. So if you're feeling stuck like that sometimes, this may be a good calligraphy to work with. And then we read the message, and then you just contemplate what that message has for you after it's been activated. And in your mind, you can also even chant the name. So as you're holding it or staring at it or placing it on your body, you've read the message. What is that? What can that mean to me? Is there more about this calligraphy than just what is written on it? Because that's just an introduction. It can have a completely different meaning for you at any one time. And then you would just say the name in your mind. Divine Blend Move, 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 Divine Blend Move. 2 or 3 minutes. If you're done for the day, again, we come back. Dear the Seal in Order, or dear Divine Blend Move, thank you for sharing your energy message with me today. Dear the Seal in Order, thank you. Please return the energy calligraphy to a resting state. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And that's like finishing your conversation and hanging up the phone. So that's what the process is like to engage with the energy and the message of divine spiritual calligraphies, universal calligraphies. It is like that phone call where I establish the connection, I introduce myself, we share information message back and forth, we engage with the calligraphy, receive its energy message, and be prepared to be in a receptive mode when you do this. It's like when you phone a friend or a loved one, the purpose you're phoning is to be in a way that you are willing to open to communicate with, which means as much as what you share out, you want to be equally, if not more so, being receive in. So for here, allow yourself to be open and received, and maybe you don't feel anything. Say, wow, I did that and nothing changed. Well, nothing that you perceived changed. Let's put it that way. Something always changes. It's whether or not our perception can pick it up or not. We are constantly in change. Constantly. So if we start our day and we say, this is how I'm going to start my day, and I wake up in a certain way, and I had a day before a certain thing, and I have things that's happening in the day, during the day, and I start with a certain mindset. We say, well, that's how, I've started with a foundation. But if I go in and I awaken a calligraphy, right, and I listen to its message, and I spend 5 minutes with it, 3 minutes, I receive its energy, have I changed in any way by doing that? And how will that influence my entire day? Even if it's as simple as, wow, what the card says, just about movement, and even slow movement is still movement, meaning we're still always progressing, and our perceptions may be limited sometimes, but this brings greater awareness to our journey. That may shift your entire day, and it may make your day completely different than it would have been if you hadn't engaged the calligraphy. So even if we put aside the idea of the energy aspect of it or the spiritual aspect to it, what will happen if you start your day and you pick a message or are inspired by a message that gives you a foundation, like this particular one, Divine Blend Move, or this card here, which is Divine Sense of Well-Being. How will I be different? How will you be different if you started your day with thinking about and contemplating a divine sense of well-being? So that's the message part. Is can message transform? Absolutely. We do it all the time. So divine spiritual calligraphy has that aspect to it, that the message itself can change us and give us a foundation for our day. Or alternatively, you could turn on before you go to sleep and leave it on during the nighttime. I can say, I'll use this for example, dear seal and order, divine sense of well-being, love, honor, appreciate you so much. Dear the energy, please turn on the energy and message of divine sense of well-being. To share with me spiritually, energetically, mentally, emotionally, and physically as I rest throughout the night. Share the energy and message in a way that is conducive to a very good rest for me. Dear the energy and message of divine sense of well-being, please share your energy and message with me in that way so that I rest well, but also you share your energy and message of divine sense of well-being to me spiritually, energetically, mentally, emotionally, physically. As I rest, I receive that message at all aspects of myself of a divine sense of well-being. So you're sleeping, thinking, that's what you're thinking before you fall asleep. Oh, well-being, a sense of well-being, a divine sense of well-being. And when you wake up in the morning, you say, thank you, divine sense of well-being, for sharing with me today. Seal and order, please return this message, calligraphy, back to resting state. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Many, many, many different ways. Many, many different ways. Here's a unique one. So I have water bottle labels. So you would play, these are 3 calligraphies together, that you wake them up, and as you place your water in this for the day, that energy and message is imbuing your water, charging your water with energy. So these are some of the ideas we can utilize, and I'm sure maybe you may even come up with more and unique ideas on how they can inspire you or change your life as well. So divine spiritual calligraphies are not something just to hang on your wall and look nice. We can actively engage with them every single day. They can help us to transform our lives and to some cases to encourage healing in our lives in many, many different aspects. So thank you for joining with me today. And remember that checking my website, www.garysavitsky.com, for some other videos about things that I offer, how the calligraphies came to be, this particular one and how to activate and use them, and other videos on there that can help you understand a little bit of what I'm offering and how you can take that information and actively incorporate it into your life right away. So it inspires you and to have an active role in that aspects of your life, your spiritual, energetic, inspirational, healing aspects of your own journey. You become part of the architect rather than just the person, in the car. You can drive the car now. You're not just a passenger. I've given you the keys. I've given you some keys to your life. So start the car up and now you're driving now. You're driving down the road, which is divine sense of well-being, than just sitting in the passenger seat going, oh my God, look what's going on in the world. I got no control over any of that. But you can go ahead and change your day. Thank you. Take care.